Today I'm talking about kidney yang deficiency. This is a syndrome in Chinese medicine. A syndrome is something like a collection of signs and symptoms that occur very often either as a cause of some other condition or as a result or sometimes accompanying another condition. And it doesn't seem to have been recognized in Western medicine really at all, but in Chinese medicine it's very important. And if you can get it right, put it right, then it can help the other condition that's either caused it or is accompanying it. So I'm going to tell you about what it is, symptoms of it, then how you tend to get it, how you can do something for yourself to get rid of it. First, let's talk about what it is. The symptoms most obvious to most people are coldness. You feel cold, often in your back or your knees. Can be elsewhere. I get it in my upper back or my ears, but most people get it in their lower back and in their knees. Certainly, there's also weakness there. So your back may feel worse for long standing, your knees may be worse for climbing stairs. So those are the symptoms which are very common. There's also not only coldness and weakness, but also memory loss, apathy, low energy, copious urine, loose stools, a whole range of different symptoms. If you want the list, have a look at our website. It's all there and it's very common and you may find what you recognize there. Now I'll talk about how you get it. Well, the main way of getting it is from chronic illness. So if you've been ill for a long time with something else, you may find over time that you get the symptoms of kidney yang deficiency. But there are other causes too, one of which is too much cold. So you might have got cold not wearing enough, perhaps in your teens or even younger, perhaps going out very often to parties, just not wearing enough on cold weather days, and you find that cold seeps into you, it slows you down, your pulse gets slower and all the rest. So cold itself can be a major cause of this condition as well as long-term illness. Another major cause is overlifting, overstraining, too much pressure on your physical system. So it might be that you run too far, you work too hard at the gym, you don't give yourself enough time to recover, and you find you're not going to the gym as often as other people because you're just overtired with that backache and that weakness and the need to rest. Men, sorry to say, often this comes from too much sex. Now we're talking about quite a lot here, and of course it varies. If you're very young, in your teens or 20s, what's too much? Well, speaking from memory, there isn't such a thing as too much sex, but nevertheless, too much sex for your age can be very debilitating and it reduces your kidney yang ability, and so you get kidney yang symptoms, mostly the backache, sometimes the weakness. Women, sorry to say, the most common cause of this is sex too early in life, but it can also be that you get very heavy periods, or you have babies too closely together, or overstrained in some other way. So what can you do about it? Get warm, stay warm, keep warm, make sure your back is warm, make sure your tummy is warm, make sure your knees are warm, wear more on your head, your back, wear socks in bed, whatever it is that keeps you warm. Secondly, warm food. Don't eat cold food. By that I mean don't eat raw cold food as well as cold food that has been maybe cooked but is now cold. And that means if you're in the summer perhaps out on a picnic, even if it's a warm day, perhaps you should be cautious about eating that salad. Or if you are going to eat that salad, make sure that before you eat it, you have something warm. Could be some warm tea or a warm soup. And after you've finished, have something else warm. Could be more tea. Just something to warm up the tubes, keep you warm. Warmth is really important in this. Of course, don't overdo it. Don't overlift, overstrain yourself. And that can also be competition and stress. Too much stress at work, for example, or competing always with somebody else, that can make you work too hard physically and mentally, and so you can start getting symptoms of kidney yang deficiency. Make sure you eat warm food. Warm foods, we've got a list of warm foods, we've got a list of cold foods on the site. These are foods that will tend to warm you up, keep you warm, and help you get back away from the symptoms of kidney yang deficiency. What about treatment? Well, the most common treatment is acupuncture, also herbs. If you're having acupuncture, probably your acupuncturist will do what's called moxibustion. I've got a page on that on the site too. Might do herbs, depends on the way they work. The herbs will be warming. So if you are having warming treatment from your acupuncturist or your herbalist, and you go out and eat cold food, well, you're dissipating, you're wasting the treatment which you've had, and you can actually undo it. So that's a cause for people getting ill. They just aren't doing the stuff that they need to stay well. So that's a bit about kidney yang deficiency, what the symptoms are, more about that on the website, how you get it, and what you can do about it. I hope it helps. Okay, all the best. Thanks for listening.